Jets fans, with the preseason opener against the Green Bay Packers just days away, all eyes are on Aaron Glenn as he wraps up his very first training camp as head coach of the New York Jets. And now, former Jets general manager Mike Tannenbaum has weighed in, breaking down what he's seen from Glenn's camp, the progress of key players, and what this all means heading into 2025. But is everything going as planned? Or are there early warning signs the team needs to address before the real games begin? But before we get into it, if you're a die-hard Jets fan, make sure you're subscribed to Jetstream News. We're your go-to source for daily engaging content on all things. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers this offseason by hitting that subscribe button now. Welcome to the Jetstream News Channel, your New York Jets news channel. Here you will find fresh news, and to follow everything, don't forget to subscribe. Today, only 20.2% are subscribed to our channel. Help us by sharing so that the news reaches many more people. Let's go to today's news. Jets fans, the first preseason of the Aaron Glenn era is officially gaining body, and the atmosphere in Florham Park is of maximum expectation. Former New York Jets general manager Mike Tannenbaum recently shared a detailed analysis of what he has seen so far at the training camp, and his observations help draw a clearer picture of how the team is shaping itself for 2025. With the first preseason game scheduled for Saturday against the Green Bay Packers, Glenn and his new coaching staff are in the spotlight. The mission is great: to transform a reformulated cast into a competitive team capable of standing out from the beginning of the regular season. From the first day of camp, Glenn made it clear that he wants a physically prepared and mentally focused team. Training has been longer and more demanding, with emphasis on simulations of real game situations. There are specific periods dedicated to 2-minute drills, situations of 2 minutes at the end of each half, red zone offense, and goal line defense. Veteran players have praised the approach, stating that the physical and mental demand goes beyond what they have been used to in recent years. For Glenn, intensity is not optional. It is part of the identity he wants to print on the franchise. Although quarterback Justin Fields is consolidated as a starter, there are several positions still open. In the receiving corps, Garrett Wilson is the undisputed star, but there is a fierce battle for the role of WR2, with names like Malachi Corley and Xavier Gipson trying to stand out. In the offensive line, the changes remain a point of attention. The goal is to better protect the quarterback and establish a consistent ground play, something that the Jets have not been able to reliably in recent years. In defense, the defensive line remains the strongest sector, but the rotation is still being defined, especially in the defensive tackle position. The team wants to ensure depth to face opponents with heavy ground attacks, as is the case with some AFC teams. One of the most emphasized points in the training camp has been the chemistry between the sectors. Glenn knows that it is not enough to have good players in isolation. Attack, defense, and special teams need to work as a cohesive set. For this, the coach has promoted joint training between units. For example, putting the starting attack to face the reserve defense and vice versa. This increases the pace of learning and exposes all players to different styles of play, something that can be decisive during the season. In addition, the new offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand, has been implementing a more dynamic scheme, with pre-snap movement and varied formations to confuse the opposing defenses. On the other side, defensive coordinator Stephen Wilkes bets on an aggressive defense with creative blitzes and disguised covers. The game against the Green Bay Packers this Saturday will be the first major test to measure the team's progress. Holders are expected to participate in at least a few snaps, especially to work on the harmony and evaluate the execution of the playbook in real game conditions. Despite this, Glenn has already indicated that he will not put at risk players who are still recovering from minor injuries or who need a more cautious management of physical load. The priority is to get to week 1 of the regular season with the cast as healthy as possible. The Packers, opponents of the time, are also in the process of adjustments and should offer an interesting challenge, especially in the duel between the Jets' air attack and the young and fast secondary of Green Bay. The Jets fans, as always, are torn between caution and optimism. After years of frustrations and inconsistent campaigns, there is a real desire for Glenn to be the coach capable of changing the team's mindset. The fact that he has been an NFL player for more than a decade and has experience as a defensive coordinator weighs in his favor, since he understands the language of the locker room and knows how to communicate with the athletes. On the other hand, the franchise's history in recent years serves as a warning. great expectations do not always translate into victories. That's why many fans want to see practical results before fully embracing the new era. After the duel against the Packers, the Jets will have 2 more preseason games before the official debut. It will be during this period that Glenn and his team will make the final decisions about the list of 53 players. Some veteran names still need to show consistency to ensure a place, while promising young people can surprise and gain space. Glenn's challenge is to balance the search for immediate victories with building a solid foundation for the future. The success or failure of this approach can be defined not only by field performance, but also by the ability to keep the cast healthy, united, and motivated. Aaron Glenn's first training camp in the Jets is marked by intensity, discipline, and focus on creating a competitive team from the beginning. The game against the Packers will be an important test to measure progress, but the real judgment will come when the regular season begins. Until then, each training and each lineup decision will be watched closely by a fan eager to see a turning point in the recent history of the franchise. If you want every inside detail from training camp to kickoff, the plays, the players, the strategies, and the surprises, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of Jets coverage. And most importantly, drop your thoughts in the comments. Based on what you've seen so far, is Aaron Glenn's first training camp setting the Jets up for success in 2025? Or is there still a lot of work to do? And as always, go for it, Jets. Thanks for watching!